Hey, Flo here. Okay, so I'm hoping this will be kind of a not too long of a stream, but you know how that goes. I can never really do short streams for some reason when I want to. Anyway, I'm also streaming to a record 19 platforms today. 18 last time, but I added another that I sometimes stream to, but doesn't always work. So anyway, so today I have a couple things. It's not really going to be a standard sketch stream in that I probably won't. I might end up doing a short sketch just to test something, but it's more about showing something that I bought or a couple things. So it's kind of an unpackaging or unboxing, I guess, which I do occasionally just for fun. But so this is the first thing. It has very little to do with sketching, but kind of indirectly. It's just a piece of streaming gear. So this thing comes in different brands. The SmallRig is a good brand, and they also have them in Neewer, which is another pretty big streaming brand, or just light and audio and rigging kind of brand. Anyway, so this thing, let's show what it is in a minute. Let's see. Actually, I already have one of these, but I was noticing it would help me a lot if I had two. This is kind of cool packaging, actually. I haven't seen anything quite like that. It has braille-like dimples, some going in, some going out, embossed. This is very sturdy and nice. This is all that's in there. It's the bring up the file.
Oh, and by the way, free your dream.
I don't really know what that means. Do it. So the cool thing about this piece is that when you loosen this one knob, this becomes loose, but also these become loose. All in one thing. You don't have to like tighten something here, there, and here. So you tighten this one knob, and all three of these things become very tight. Pretty much all metal, like these little pieces here are plastic, but everything else, like this is metal, metal, metal. Everything is metal. So they're pretty sturdy. They can handle a fair amount of weight, really rigid. And once they're tightened, I mean, nothing moves. You can see there's little teeth here that keep that from rotating. But yeah, the whole thing, it's hard to describe how sturdy it is. Sturdy it is, but it's very sturdy. So part of the reason I got one of these is I wanted to be able to do shorts while I'm recording these videos. So this is a standard phone mount. So with this I can have a second phone with a second angle if I want to. Mainly for shorts is how I'll use it. I'm not planning to have two camera angles. But then the other thing, I already have some of these, but this is a kind of a crucial piece of gear also that pairs along with these. I think these are also made by SmallRig. Yeah, SmallRig. They're called super clamps. So if you have any pipes, I like to use pipes everywhere, like metal, plastic, anything, broom handles, doesn't really matter. Any kind of cylindrical object that's like an inch thick or inch and a half, doesn't really matter. You can see how wide these open and how tight they are. So you can mount these clamps to any kind of pipe that you have hanging. You can like mount pipes all over your streaming studio if you want, which is what I have. So that's how I get the camera in like really tight quarters or interesting spaces, is that you can mount these to any kind of pipe, and then this is just a 1/4 inch 20 mount screw thing. That's another piece that you buy separately. I have a ton of those. They look like that on both sides. One side screws into this, and the other is like for your camera or whatever kind of gear. So let me show. Well, I guess this will work as a demonstration. Imagine this is some kind of PVC pipe or something. So you just like loosen this, put it on there, and it's super tight. And then you can do stuff like this where you, well, I guess in this case I don't need this thing on here because this has a 1/4 inch 20 already. So that means I need to take this off in this case. And since they get really tight, I always keep a pair of needle nose or just some kind of pliers around. Something with teeth on it. If I buy a bunch of these, I have like this, you know, like 10 or 20 of these things. Come in very handy for this kind of stuff. So then I can do like this. And then say this bar is like hanging up over my streaming area, then I can position this camera like any direction you want, any distance, any weird orientation, because it bends in so many different ways. And then you tighten this up and it'll stay in that position once I tighten the screw area. So you can get some really, like you could use this for a stream deck, you could use it for a camera, you can use it for a microphone, you know, just about anything you can imagine. You can see why it would be useful if you're a streamer. So yeah, I just bought another one of these because I have one like on my desk here, but I actually use this in my car too. Like this thing right here will clamp to your rear view mirror just perfectly. And then you can position your phone to look at a map or whatever while you're driving. And you can put it in quite a variety of directions. So anyway, that's the first show and tell thing. It's not really very related to the sketch stuff, except that now if I put this camera up here, I can get a second angle on my stream to like do shorts or whatever. So let me see if I can get that kind of figured out. I kind of want to start doing shorts on these art streams because I think shorts really help on YouTube anyway. So I might try to do a short today. Maybe even with this second unboxing thing. We'll see. Need to get this arranged in a sensible position for this stuff. Okay, this should be good enough. Alright. If I do this over here, let's see, that means I need to change angle on this one a little bit. That should work. Okay. That'll work. Okay, so let me see, I guess I'll record this. I'll have to trim this later to make it a short, but so my second show and tell is this wonderful Japanese looking package. So I ordered some more watercolor pencils, different brand that I don't have. It's kind of the surprise, I guess. It's a brand Mitsubishi or Yumi. I love the Japanese packaging though. You know you have a legit Japanese product when it has pretty much nothing in English. It's just, I don't know, there's something cool about that. Mainly because I happen to know that Japanese pens and stationery type products are among the best in the world. Possibly the best. Anyway, so yeah, this is like a mini traveler set of watercolor pencils. I've never tried this brand. I think it should be good, but I don't really know. Look at how cute these are, though. Got a little snap here. And you would think, oh, well, they're so small. Are they going to be big enough? It's actually almost better that they're small because, as I mentioned earlier, like in my last sketch stream, I almost never sharpen these watercolor pencils because you use so little of them. But it comes with this cool pencil extender, so then you can hold it a little bit more naturally, I guess. So that's pretty nice. And I like this. There's actually 3 color sets in this series. They call them, I think they call them chapters. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3. I think this is Chapter 3, this particular set, but it has a pretty nice range. It looks like fairly natural colors. And it even comes with a cute little water brush. It comes with everything that I would need for like taking it on the go, even a pencil sharpener, even though so far I've not even sharpened any pencils that I've used. So that's kind of just what I wanted to show, and I might do like a test sketch with them in a bit. Hey, Lupu. Lupu! Is that an L or a capital I? I think assuming it's a L. Oh, okay, so yeah, I'm showing some new. Yeah, it's an L. Okay. So I'm showing some new watercolor pencils that I got, and I'm gonna try them out. So I'm gonna do my standard test, which I typically do like color swatches. So we'll do that. I would say real quick, but it actually takes a while. So let's see, how many do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. I like it when it's a nice even number like that. So I like to draw a grid. Lately I've been doing them 10 centimeters wide just because that's a good amount that fits on the page. So let me grab a pen so I can draw this grid. If you want to make good ones, you need some expensive pencils. I've tried these, don't look good. I've been doing this for a while. You might be pickier than I am. I'm not a professional, so I'm happy with perhaps lower grade than you. I don't know much about you, but What do I use for my chat overlays? I use it's a program called Social Stream Ninja. Okay, so let's see, 5. Looks like I have enough room for 6 centimeters, which is good. And there's 10. And this ruler is really reflective, so it's hard to see the marks on here. Oh, this is that one pen that doesn't work too well, but as long as I get a mark, it's fine. I'm actually not necessarily going to draw today. I'm just testing out these new pencils that I got, just to see how they feel compared to the other brands I've been using. Let's see, I need a thicker ink pen. This one should do the trick. Okay, let's do 6 centimeters this way. Which is right there. But yeah, watercolor pencils are expensive. You're right about that. Which ones are these? How much do they come for? So this is the Japanese brand. It's actually Mitsubishi, or Uni is kind of the brand name, but it's actually made by a company called Mitsubishi. Not to be confused with the car or other brand. There's a lot of brands in Japan with that same name and the same logo too. It's kind of confusing, but and I think they were like a little over $14 or something, which seems like, you know, that's actually a pretty good price for watercolor pencils. And the fact that they're small, you would think, well, you're not getting as much pencil, which is true. But these will last me like years, like probably decades even, at the rate that I consume the pencils. I'm very conservative with that stuff. All right. Thought these were regular ones. They might be good. Yeah, no, they're not cheap junk. That's for sure. Uni is a very good brand. Uni or Uniball. It's actually Uniball, but it's different than what most like Americans are familiar with. The brand Uniball in Japan is supreme perfection for their pens. It's like really good quality pens. I'm kind of a pen fiend, and I have yet to find any gel pens that compare to the Uniball brand. Uniball Signo. You know, I don't know if they specialize in pencils much. I know that Uniball pencils generally are like the wood in them is considered some of the best in the entire world, but I don't know that that means that everything about them is good. We'll find out. At least I'll find out for myself. Everybody has different opinions, of course. Okay, so I need to do a little bit of math to divide this into 6 equal parts. No, I have not tried polychromos. Are those just colored pencils? Because I don't do colored pencils much anymore. I'm really into watercolor pencils. My favorite right now is Derwent Inktense pencils. Those things are amazing. I don't think anything could easily dethrone those for my use. I have kind of a specific way that I use them, and the Inktense pencils are really awesome for my style, the way that I like to use them. Okay, so let's do 10 divided by 12. 0.83. That's not a very convenient. Let's just do 0.8. Wait a minute, is that right? No, wait. 10 divided by... No, 10 divided by 6. Okay, I was thinking... What am I thinking? 10 divided by 6. 1 2/3. Okay, that's a little bit more sensible, I guess. It's by Faber-Castell. It's probably not watercolor, though. More like sketch pencils. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not really an all-around artist these days. I'm kind of in a very specific frame of mind with the art that I do. 1.66. This doesn't need to be perfect, but I like it to look nice, so I could just, you know, eyeball it, but... Oops, I can't even see the markers. There we go. I don't think these are going to be all that accurate. My brain isn't working today. Let's see. Why does that look so off? Yeah, whatever. Okay, well, now that I have the top marks, I guess I can just trace those down. I don't really need the bottom one. That's why I have a square. You do like pencil sketching sometimes? Nice. Yeah, I used to exclusively sketch with mechanical pencils like 0.3 lead because I like really detailed stuff. But right now I'm using exclusively pens, like mostly pigment fine liners. So everything is waterproof, light fast, etc. And most of the testing that I've done on my channel so far is testing for how water resistant or waterproof the stuff is. So that's kind of my shtick lately. All right, so that's good enough. Now we got the grid drawn. So what I'm going to do now is just do a simple gradient of each of these colors. I'll keep them in the same order that they're in. Looks like they have numbers on them, so I'll write that down later. But basically, I just want to get an idea for how well these blend with water and such. Shipping them to Atlantis? Yes. Well, the thing is, though, every form of pencil, graphite, charcoal, even colored pencils, every brand and every form smear. Like, that's just a fact. And that annoys me greatly. And I don't like using fixative and hairspray and all that stuff to like make it somewhat permanent so it doesn't smear. And so the benefit of using this particular medium is you don't have to worry about that at all. You can actually draw on both sides of a journal, inside a journal. They won't transfer to one side or the other, so you won't have a bunch of ruined drawings. It's a very... If you try it, I think you'll get hooked. I don't know if you've done much of it, but if you try it, I'm not going to guarantee, but I can pretty much say there's a good chance you'll get hooked. I'm having a lot of fun with this, and I think anyone that tries it will have the same fun that I'm having, because it's such a unique experience. So I'm just going from fairly dark on one side. This is, I think, actually, is this white? No, it's not. Okay, cool. This is not actually white. It's just a very light gray, which I love. All of my colors that I have, except for yellow, pretty much, in my other set are really dark. So you can't, like, you have to barely touch the surface of the paper if you want to get, like, a really light value. It's super difficult. Or mix it with like a ton of water on a palette, but one of the things I'm trying to avoid is using a palette because that just further complicates everything. It makes it's no longer simple if you have to like pull out a palette and do a bunch of mixing. I'm trying to do all my mixing and blending on the paper itself, which really simplifies everything. can already tell these are probably not quite as heavily pigmented or strong as the Derwent Inktense, but that's kind of a hard standard to go up against. I think they'll do fine though. I'm not sure how they'll blend. That'll be really the key test to this, to see how smoothly they blend out. Because some watercolor pencils really don't blend that well, and like I actually had one recently that I tried that is so bad that I couldn't even like make it act like a watercolor pencil. Like it's called a watercolor pencil very clearly on the side of the pencil, but it felt like a colored pencil. Like water had seemingly no effect on it, and that was like a very unpleasant experience. It might just because it was like old or something, I don't know. Blending is a hard thing with pencil colors. Yeah, but with watercolor pencils, that's why it's so fun, is it's easy. Super easy. I actually can't do it with color pencils. Like I know you can get amazing photorealistic results. I've seen YouTubers that do it. I can't do that at all. I'm not that talented. But with these, you know, it takes very little effort to get smooth gradations. I have a fair amount of experience blending with like graphite pencils though, because that's kind of what I've done for so many years. So that for me is not all that challenging. But I don't really draw with graphite anymore. I'm kind of... Wait a minute, did I skip one somehow? I think I skipped... Wait a minute. I'll have to look in just a second because it looks like I'm missing one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I must have accidentally skipped a color somewhere. Oh, I skipped this gray. That's weird. I had that in my... I'm confused. I had that in my hand at one point, I thought. I must have, like, looked at it and thought I did it already or something. I don't know what I did, but I'll put that at the end. Even you're good in art, it's more on the pencil how it blends. Yeah, I always use B, 2B, 6B, 4B, etc. I don't even ever use H pencils for anything. I just prefer to use the darker grade because they're softer and easier to blend. And you can actually get mechanical pencils in like 2B and 4B, which is my favorite. The standard mechanical pencil lead that you buy at like office stores and most even art stores is going to be like HB, which I can't stand using HB for anything. For me, it's got to be in the B range, softer stuff. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is probably the one that I missed. Oh, you know what? I think I know what I did. I could probably rewind the stream or somebody could tell me. I probably went over the top of this, the really light one with this one. I was distracted. I bet that's what I did because that looks kind of dark and I remember this one being really light. So that one is going to be an inaccurate test because it's probably two colors combined. That's really dumb. I'm almost sure that's what I did. Because I didn't see it and I thought it was another blank square and I just went right over the top. Ah, it's annoying. Oh well, it'll be close enough and I can redo that one later if I want. Silly me. Okay, so let me grab my... Actually, since I have this, I'm going to use the water brush that came with this, even though I have one that's kind of my favorite. May as well use the one that came with the kit. So I need a paper towel. Use H when initially starting for borders. Nice, that makes sense. But then you can erase it if you need to. Alright, let's see how these go. Yeah, I can already tell that, like, this water brush is fine, but I love the one that I normally use. It's just kind of my favorite. You can see how easy it is to get smooth gradients with the watercolor pencils. Once you've tried them, it's like hard to go back to anything else. I don't even care about other art mediums at this point. I'm also kind of on a Renaissance period of my art stuff. I haven't drawn for years, and so I'm kind of just getting back into it after a very, very long spell of not doing anything. You can also blend the colors together, of course, but I like to make just color swatches so that I can look back and see what colors I have available. So when I'm mixing or when I'm looking to compare to something, I know which color to use. One thing about watercolor pencils is you have to do it really fast, because once it dries, it kind of is, you know, you can't move it around as much, which I like, because I like stuff that's kind of permanent, so it doesn't smear and whatnot. I'm annoyed that I messed up that light gray color swatch though. So stupid! Must have been really distracted, not thinking at the moment. I've found myself very easily distracted these days, so I'm not too surprised. But it's annoying. I can say already though that these are not as vibrant as the Derwent. They're not as like potentially dark, but you know, you can just press in harder and get more pigment on the paper if you want dark colors. And I tend to run it a little bit light because I like just like using less of the pencil, and I can always add more layers later if I want. Because once this is dry, you can just go over it again with more color. But yeah, it's definitely bright enough. Like, I'm happy enough with these. But I think the Derwents are a little bit more intense. I mean, it's literally in their name, and I think they live up to the name. Derwent Inktense pencils. But yeah, I like these also. I like this green because it's a very natural color that I could use for like painting landscapes. I feel like this set, there's 3 different sets with 3 different color combinations. I looked at all 3, and just from my eye, this set looked the most pleasant for like drawing landscapes and like the stuff that I like to draw. This set felt like the best fit. I also like that there's some like kind of lightish browns that I can use for like skin tones, and definitely like sand and dirt and stuff. But I find myself struggling a little bit to get certain skin tones. Like, I have browns already, but they're kind of dark browns, so I have to like barely touch the paper if I want like a lighter skin tone. And this one in particular should be really nice for that kind of stuff. And you can mix and match brands. Like, I'm pretty sure it won't really matter. Like, if I mix these with the other brands that I have, I'm sure they'll all work together just fine. I like this, really like this color range. I think I could be happy just carrying this small set around with me. Like, I carry this gigantic bag around me with all my art supplies that I've been using lately, and it looks like I'm carrying a big man purse or something, but I could probably get away with just carrying this little set around, just like a little jar of water and this nicely compact set, and I would be able to do a lot of stuff, you know, out and about, and not have to feel like I'm always toting around this giant bag with me. Yeah, different brands have different sets. I don't know if this brand has a skin tone set, but you know, some brands do that. All right, well, this won't be perfectly accurate. I think these grays, they're basically neutral grays, more or less. So like basically just one is lighter than the other. So even though it's not perfectly accurate because I mixed those, it's close enough. That just gives me a basic idea, and then later I'll go back and put like the numbers and color names on this so I can reference the color swatches later. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with these. Got no major complaints. I really like how compact this set is and carryable. You know, you just close this up. I could probably fit this in one of my bigger pockets, and that's all I would have to carry except for like a little cup of water and just get a paper towel somewhere, and that's it. So cool. But yeah, I can just show, you know, it's pretty obvious, but you can mix colors however you want. And there's several ways to use these. I personally like to draw straight on the page, but you can like brush water onto the tips of the pencils to get pigment off, kind of like a watercolor cake pan. But I've always, so far, this is kind of my preferred method. Usually once I get one layer down, then I'll use the method where you like take it off the tip of the pencil. But you don't even have to be overly careful with where you put the stuff. Like with colored pencil, you'd have to like blend these like for hours to get like a really nice gradient. It just takes forever. But with this, you just sloppily throw little scribbles on there, and then you can blend them pretty easily.
Welcome to NBA Jam!
Easy peasy. All right, so I think I'm actually gonna do, I just wanted to do a pretty quick stream, just demo of these new pencils that I got. I'll probably actually head out because I want to get to sleep early-ish tonight. It's already past midnight, but for me that's early. Like I've been staying up till like 6 a.m. these days, 10 a.m. even. I'm sleeping all day, but I might actually go out tomorrow if the weather's nice, like on a hike or something. But anyway, so I think that's all I'm gonna do for this stream. Just wanted to show off those new pencils, and I'll probably use them in some sketches. Actually, that's a really nice brick color too. Yeah, good night. It's good to meet you, Lupu, and I will see you all around. Thanks for joining me. I'll catch you later.